Staying up high, living way down low, running till I die, it's just the way I roll. When the sun comes up, I'm coming down instead, with a hungry heart and an Adderall head. Whiskey pills and nicotine, anything for dopamine. Take the hit that hurts the most and heal it with the hero's dose. Staying up high, living way down low, running till I die, it's just the way I roll. When the sun comes up, I'm coming down instead.
Well, it's another edition of the Bird's Eye View. Got my main man right back with me. We're over here at Greenwood Open Range Fellowship. Bad storm came through. Didn't get to rodeo. Right now we'd be rodeo. It's Friday night in Greenwood. What's up, Preston?
Hey man, and just we didn't get to rodeo.
Didn't get to rodeo.
There's people in the world with a lot worse problems.
That's right, man. We feel pretty lucky, right?
Yeah.
We sustained winds of 80 miles an hour. I think gusts of 100 and something miles an hour, and we were sleeping in trailers and whatnot.
Yeah, under trees.
Under trees.
Everybody's trees blew over except the ones we were sleeping under.
Yeah, so you can't win them all, right?
No,
we get back on the road pretty much in a day or two. We go on Utopia, Texas with SYJ Rodeo, huh?
So we'll have a couple of days off and
couple
hit the
days
road
off.
again.
I'm looking forward to Utopia, man. It's both of our first year going. They're in a beautiful, I'm going to call it South Texas,
Beautiful country.
Beautiful country. I feel like me and you've had a lot of success out in that territory when we got to work it, right?
Yeah, that was, we've been close to that area, general vicinity, and I feel like it went over pretty well.
Yeah, shout out to Bernie, Texas, by the way.
Bernie, Texas, that was a good one.
A great rodeo. Super great people to work for. Hoping Utopia is the same thing. Got to visit with a couple of the ladies there, and they've taken care of us, everything we needed, right? We got our hookups ready to go.
Got our hookups, man. That's super important.
Super important.
In South Texas in, what month are we in? June. Yeah.
June, yeah.
Kind of
that's what all the wet moisture is on me and Preston.
And so it's not raining right now. It's just,
it's
just
Louisiana, yeah. We, I guess, man, we've had a week or so off, man, I guess, but we were kicking around, hogbaying.com, Jake Loicano. We were in Downsville for the third leg of the World Championship. Man, it was your first time.
That was a lot of fun, y'all. If you ever get a chance to go watch any of the hogbaying.com events, productions, it's a lot to take in, and it's a lot of fun. I mean that a lot to take in the best way possible. It is just, when you go to something like that, it's my first time to one of those events and my first time to a hog band since I was a child.
You have a lot of fans in the hog band world, a lot of friends in the hog band world.
Yeah. And it's for me to be able to, they're always stepping into our world.
Right.
And for us to get to step into their world and see what they're super passionate about. I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah, man, and I feel like their world's my world now.
Yeah.
I feel like
you've been accepted.
I've been accepted. I mean, I feel the same with you. I know a couple of your favorite dogs you, I guess, left there with. You want to throw them out there? Or you want me to throw them out there?
You can start. I'll see how you do.
Elmo
was
Jake Robertson's Elmo.
Yeah. I liked him. Hometown favorite though.
Hometown favorite. I know Dillinger of Circle B, Joey Barkley's was super impressive that weekend.
That was a tough.
Was that not so awesome?
Yeah, that was. You talk about animal competitors and animals loving what they do. We see it in the rodeo world all the time. These bucking horses, we can't make them buck. By the way, they do that on their own. The bulls, again, they do it on their own. They love it. And these dogs that were at Downsville were just.
Randy Durrell's not great. He turned a dog loose by the name of Goose one time that just had it.
Yeah, that dog.
Nothing against Randy. He does a great job with his kennel and his dogs, but I mean, just a phenomenon. I mean, I know you enjoyed watching him. We're not going to spend ton of time talking about Goose because everybody says I do enough of that already. But guess what? He's part of Team Stony Rock.
Yes, he is.
Preston Broxton, Team Stony Rock.
That's right.
Yeah.
Proud of it too.
We had Casey McBeth. He was going to join us this weekend. Team Stony Rock, man. We put together an opening that was super cool. Casey did a great job.
Yeah. Once that opening once it makes itself known.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
It was super cool.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
And it's really, it was real. You know, it was from the heart.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, that's the way it should be. You want to set the tone of the rodeo, and you want to hit those people right where they live and hit them in the heartstrings. And by golly, that opening,
So when I got the idea, I hit Pastor Dennis Aaron up. I wanted him to let Stony Rock Productions take care of the whole opening video. They have the replay boards and all. And me and Preston and Casey put together something that I thought was super cool. Shows you a different side of us. And something we're all super proud of.
Yeah.
And we'll release it even probably before the rodeo even starts, because we'll probably have to build another one,
Yeah,
right?
you know, I feel like this one will have to get out there before, you know, whenever Greenwood it will happen.
It will happen.
It will be
happen.
rescheduled. Hopefully we'll all reconvene, but man,
The whole crew was here though.
yeah,
today.
and we were here early.
So we came. Everybody was here Thursday night. Rodeo got called off Friday morning. First thing, we went through some really bad weather. There was 250,000 people without electricity.
Yeah.
But the whole crew was here. I mean, for the most part, everybody except for my man CG Bucking Bulls. You know, he's a big timer, so he gets to come in last minute.
He was coming.
He was coming. But everybody was here, man. Tago, Nick, Trinity, everybody. Tyrone showed up. Cagney showed up, not to be part of the rodeo, because he's going to Fairfield, Texas this weekend. Let's make that clear.
That's right.
But we still use his gas.
Yeah, you know what,
we got to.
And you know, we got to hang out a little bit with him last night too.
Yeah. It's like rodeo kings and rodeo queens everywhere, right?
That's right.
I mean,
it was good times.
Back to the Hogbaying and the queen of the Bay Pen, Miss Teresa Lonnie Ray, man. I think they just celebrated an anniversary since we left. You got to see Miss June. You got to ride with Clyde.
That's right.
You even got to see my girl Martha Braveheart Kennels take home the title belt.
That was pretty cool.
You had some skin in the game.
I did.
We won some Calcutta money. Martha won us money. Goose won us money.
What's not to love? You know,
I mean,
good people, good fun, good music.
Our man Snotty Graves, Bearman Lamb, I forget exactly what they won, if it was the young and old, or I think it was the young and old he won.
What a nice dude, too.
I mean, is he not the best?
Yeah. It's one of those people, you know, it seems like every sport, every event has got somebody like him that's pitching in for the good of the whole. You know, anything that he does is not benefiting, it is benefiting him, but it's also benefiting everyone evenly across the board, you know.
So no matter what world you live in, you're a teacher at school, there's cliques. Rodeo, there's cliques. Hogbaying, there's cliques. Snotty is like super tight with everybody. And I mean, we hit it off from Jump Street. You and him hit it off from Jump Street.
He actually helped me with more than one act.
Yeah, absolutely.
This past
in Winnie, Texas. He was part of the.
He was.
I almost said Special Olympics.
The drunk goggles.
The drunk goggles, we'll call it. There you go. Him and Randy Durrell. I'm not going to say who the winner was, but it's
we're all winners.
We're all winners.
Here.
Randy. But you know, Snotty, super great guy, man. A ton of great folks around there. You see how it's hard to not pull for everybody.
It really is, and you know, when we did Downsville, for those of you that don't know, it's what, 3 days?
4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. So our original plan was that you know, we'd go together some. He would go, I'd sleep. I would go, he would sleep. And I think we did that one time. I think I slept for about 3 hours.
After 3 days of not sleeping, Preston did go get a 2-hour nap, I think.
I weakened and took a nap.
It was awesome to have you there, man. It's just us, man. Anytime we're anywhere, it's a good time.
We get to, I feel like we're fortunate. You know, a lot of people, and we've both got friends that we're really, really close with that we don't get to see very often.
Yeah.
You know, and we love it when we do cross paths, but I feel like we've been fortunate because we get to see each other pretty often, you know, and
man, I don't think me and you have been more than 2 weeks without seeing each other probably in the last couple of years.
Yep.
We get to work together.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
for all you contractors and committees, yes, it is absolutely hard work.
Hard work.
We never stop.
Yeah.
And for the rest of you folks, I mean, this is dreaming with your eyes wide open, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is the most fun. I feel like this is the most fun that you can have. You know, and
legally.
Legally. I mean, it's good, clean fun.
Good clean fun.
I mean, today we didn't have a rodeo, folks. We knew we weren't going to have a rodeo at what 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning.
7:30 probably, yeah.
And at about, you know, we all just kind of wandered around going, well, what do we do now? And our solution was we all just decided to hang out and stay here all day running on generators.
TJ Thompson brought us some shrimp.
Yes,
We bought
he
shrimp.
did.
Remy time. Yep.
Yeah, those shrimp slept in the Gulf last night, by the way.
They slept
We ate them today.
That's right. If
Pretty
anybody
fresh.
needs any catering needs, just come see us at any Bash on Rodeo
You
Company.
know what? We eat good, we have fun, and we rodeo occasionally.
Yeah, man. And next week we're back on the grind, like we said, Utopia, SYJ Rodeo. SYJ, man, we've done a lot of rodeos in the last 3 years for
Yeah.
that firm, man. And I'm going to tell you, I do feel like their hot streak is just continuing to grow. I'm not going to say me and you get all the credit, but we'll take it all right.
Yeah, you know, no, you know, it's all of a sudden you look up and SYJ's in places, Beaumont in the Coliseum a couple times of the year.
Yeah,
And
the Hill
then,
Country, Texas.
Yeah, you know, and then we're out to the hill country now too. I don't know, for me it's 400 miles out there. For you it's a little bit further.
Yeah.
You know, the SYJ's stretching their legs.
Man, it's one of those things. He's always had really good bulls since I've known him. I've known Shane for probably 20 some odd years, probably dealt with him a lot over the last 15, 20 years. The last, I'm going to say, between 5 and 10 years, when he got serious about putting together a horse herd, he's acquired some really good horses. And not only has he acquired a really good set of horses, he continues to work on building them.
Yeah.
He just got in another, 12 or 13 horses. Some horses that come from guys with the likes of Frontier and I'm going to say, I guess, New Star Rodeos, maybe where he got some more.
I think that's where some of them.
He got some Bash on Rodeo broncs. I mean, you go there, you can't go wrong.
That's right. That's right. We got to. We actually got to fool with some of those today, in spite of not rodeo.
That's right. We did a little maintenance. Did a little mane and tail work.
Yeah.
I had old Funny Man doing some real cowboy stuff.
That's right. That's right. You know, I worked. It was tough, but I got through it.
We had Taco and Nick with us. They didn't do a whole lot. We didn't, you know, we don't put that out there, but yeah.
You need spectators.
You need spectators.
We work better under pressure.
We do. We do. We didn't get to do it tonight, and it's Friday night, so
It's weird.
it's weird. We're probably not going to be in Greenwood tomorrow.
No. Well, you know, we'll wake up here.
We'll
but,
wake up in Greenwood tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to go home and do chores.
Oh my goodness!
I rodeo a lot, and the place looks like I rodeo a lot, and you know, I wasn't planning on changing that this weekend.
Right.
I may have to mow the yard.
Right. So luckily, I think we did all that before we left. And when I say we, shout out to father-in-law Marty Jenkins, who is here at Greenwood with us. And I feel like every time he comes to Greenwood, the rodeo gets canceled because of rain.
You know, he did, but he hauled some horses.
He did haul some horses.
Did.
Yeah, we put him on the workforce. Of course, not the paid workforce, it's the
I
workforce.
feel like you have to volunteer for a while before you get on the workforce. You know, that's depending on how good of a volunteer and how long you'll volunteer. You know, you can be on that unpaid side for a while.
A long time, yeah. I mean, well, you know, it's kind of like Shane Young has a university and a training center. Right now, he has a guy from Horatio, Arkansas that's leveled up. He's got out of the junior college department. He's in the Sure Enough university level now. So once he gets his doctorate, which will be another 8 years, he can look to probably start getting paid.
I feel like he's on his way.
Yeah.
To a certification, you know, in rodeo, SYJ style. And,
not necessarily a degree, but a certificate.
Yeah, you know, he gets to wear the fringe shirt every now and then.
Yeah.
You know,
He does.
And
he begs for it, though.
yeah, he likes that.
Might be our boss one day. Maybe we ought to talk nice about him.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
He's super nice. And I'm going to give the credit right now. We talk about Shane, Miss Jody and JC Young, man. they do a lot to make that rodeo company grow into what it's really grown into. I feel like over the last 5 years, I feel like it's really grown to what I would say a top-notch outfit that I'm proud to go and work for, you know.
It's one of those deals where when they roll into town, everybody's got their job, everybody knows what they're supposed to do, and it just gets done, you know, and it's fun for us then because we can focus on our job,
doing us,
you know, and it really got a good crew, you know. Guy that flanks horses for him, he's getting there, you know.
He's getting there, man.
Yeah.
Punchy leather works and makes a flank, so he gets to flank him, I guess.
My belt's inside. It's too
if you
hot
need
to
a
tuck
belt,
the shirt in.
flanks, halters, and look, I don't talk about people and advertise for people that I don't personally use. My flanks, my halters, that's exactly where they come from. If you need some, really quality work, get in touch with him. Matt Gilbreth, you can find him on Facebook, Punchy Leather Works.
Leatherworks.
You can find him at any SYJ rodeo, normally on his knees. He wasn't praying.
Oh, sorry, Matt. Not really.
Yeah, not really. See, so you can pick on your buddies, even when they not at the rodeo,
That's
about their
right.
picking up skills that will get back to them and get you in a mind, you know.
Yeah, that's what's that? What was that guy's name?
Not like he was any good anyway.
Yeah, except that Hunter dude.
He was my bullfighting partner for my whole career.
His whole career. I don't know if everyone out there knows, but Jay Bird did have a bullfighting career.
Yes.
And he had the same part. You know,
Same part of the whole career.
Yeah.
And I never really said it publicly, but I'm going to say it now, Preston. If it was not for me, Hunter Allen would not be the bullfighter he is.
You know, I can. There's a lot of truth to that.
We've already had a podcast where we're all on behind the mic with Casey Macbeth. Hunter was on there, and we talked bullfighting. We may have to join him back in to confirm that if it wasn't for me, and I guess he really wouldn't, you know.
Yeah, and we may cross paths with him soon.
Oh, wow.
Seems like it. Maybe we all may be there.
Are they getting the superstars in Utopia, you tell me?
OG crew may be.
Wow.
I don't know if it's the OG. For me, it's the OG crew.
Yeah. Well, I guess with Shane Young, the OG crew, I'm going to have to throw some shout outs to Joey Broom and Dale Sow, who's been around there forever.
Yeah.
But Romeo, has been, God, years and years and years. He's been having to deal with Shane Young, which is not an easy job. He's our buddy. He's a great bullfighter.
He is.
Just a great cowboy, really.
He's one of those all-around hands. Like if you had a couple of Hunter Allens on your crew, you could really, really put on a good show.
I will say this. He can do anything in a rodeo arena except for me and your job.
Yeah.
He would suck bad at both of them.
I've offered to let him.
I don't think that he could get really good at it. And his comedy to me is sometimes out of this world. But I'm not sure how appropriate it would be to some folks.
I feel like his comedy, what makes us laugh the most with him, usually winds up with a hospital bill. So it might be hard on his career.
Sometimes you got to tone the honesty back just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like when I go in the bus here in a little bit, my wife's like, "What are you doing out so late?" I'm like, tone the honesty back just a little. I ain't gonna tell him I'm hanging out with Preston. Oh man.
It's we do get chastised sometimes because normally we do this after a rodeo, and about 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, our significant others each come and retrieve us.
And we know the deal. Look, any lady that had a chance to lay next to us in a bed, of course they would want us in fast, right?
Pretty fortunate,
Yeah. So he gets paid to do the comedy. I'll just bring it,
That's right. He tees it up.
It's just part of the package. So, man, I know we go to Utopia next, and then I'm kind of getting hot, and I'm going bull riding, and you're going all over the place. You're going to Nebraska, Kansas.
Yeah.
I won't be making those trips with you. We get back to work when? Bernie?
Yep. Bernie,
Texas. Labor Day
weekend, and then we've got
back to Hineston, Louisiana.
and then
The
the last weekend of September we'll be together again.
Jefferson, Texas.
That's a good little rodeo.
Yeah, man, the Becca Anderson Memorial. That's our spot right there, we think, right?
I feel like like last year when we did Jefferson, we just had fun. It was no stress. It was just
Me and Preston have our places we got check marked and circled and highlighted that we really love going to. No offense to anybody. I think
No,
last year the
not.
whole entire crew, me and Preston, I feel like we did our best work there, and it was the funnest rodeo we went to last year.
It
I
was
feel
just-
like,
that
or
Saturday,
it was you couldn't have anything any fun.
Yeah, I mean that Saturday night, before we never. By the way, we don't usually make plans before rodeos.
No,
We've
we're not
tried
very
that.
good. We tried, yeah.
And, it's just we stood there. We had a meeting one night,
One
and,
night we did.
and we were like,
In
all right.
front of Jerry Nelson, we were going to be professional.
Yeah, we were going
right?
to be professional.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of looked at each other and were like, this isn't us.
That's
This
not
is
us.
Scripted. If you want scripted at your rodeo, we'll save you the trouble. Don't hire us.
No, or we can come and do it, but I'll be honest, you're not going to get the best of us.
Yeah, no.
And we're going to want big pay, right, Preston?
That's right. That's right. If we got to work harder, then we want more money.
Not at my rodeos, though, right?
No,
It's not like
no.
that. Okay.
But it's that Saturday night we just decided, hey, let's go have fun. Let's go have fun. No stress, and
Super awesome people to work for.
Yeah.
Miss Susan was Becca's mom, and the rodeo's a memorial for Becca. And let me tell you, Susan Anderson is as good a person as I've ever run across in the world of rodeo and the world of real life.
Yeah.
She is a worker. The amount of work that one lady does, and Alan too, I mean, there's a lot. Samantha, Sean, there's a group of people that work really, really hard for 365 days a year in honor of Becca. And guess what? It is one thing that I can say I am super proud to be a part of that rodeo, and that rodeo means a lot to me.
And it's and I saw on Facebook, I guess a month-ish ago, I saw where they were presenting that scholarship, the memorial scholarship to one of those graduating seniors this year. I mean,
And they do the calf scramble deal at the rodeo, and they give a ton of scholarships, and it's only getting bigger and better. Man, they give some Bob Bird buckles. I mean, they give the baddest, top of the line buckles. And Jefferson, Texas isn't a huge town, not a huge rodeo town. What they have done growing that rodeo into what it's become is really, really, really something to be proud of and for them to hang their hat on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the worst part about that rodeo is remembering where the driveway is before the bridge.
All right, so right after the bridge, get ready.
It's a long ways up there to turn around and come back.
What I used to think was one of the worst things about the rodeo, I'm going to say has become a staple of the rodeo, and that is, welcome back to the rodeo train.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The rodeo
Yeah.
train normally is every 15 minutes like clockwork. Last year, I don't know if they were boozing or what was going on with the conductor, but that thing went like 45 minutes without passing by. I almost didn't know what to do. It's like the rally train needs to come through, you know?
It felt like we needed it at that moment.
Yeah, I think Josie Murphy ended up having to do the rally train work. I mean, probably real low twos to win the breakaway rope.
Yeah.
Just like she has every year we probably put on the rodeo.
That's, there's some people that are fortunate enough to find what they're really good at. And she's really good at swinging a rope.
If I had a daughter, I mean, it's simple. And I wanted her to rodeo, I'd name her Josie.
Yeah.
And I'd put her rope in her hand because it worked for Jade Connor and it worked for Casey and Julie Murphy.
Yeah. It seems to be, it's just,
You name them Josie and they just can rope, you know?
Well, shout out to some of you that are planning on having children and would like them to one day be world champions or something. So,
Yeah.
If it's a she, name her Josie, put a rope in her hand, watch the magic happen.
Yeah. I mean, those two girls, already are established badasses in the world of breakaway. But both of them, I'm going to venture to say, is under the age of 23 years old, if I had to say.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that's really, it's mind-blowing. I've seen those two girls since they were little. I mean, Josie Connor was 8 years old beating everybody at the LRA rodeos. And every time I see her at a rodeo, I'm sure I do offend some people because I got a lot of love in my heart for a lot of people, but I will always probably announce her as my favorite cowgirl in the world of rodeo. And there's how it goes to the runner.
Yeah.
You know, JJ,
Oh,
Cassie Emerson. I mean, I got some really like big time. I mean, I pull for them girls. Like, I'm a huge fan of all of them. I mean, there's a lot more, but there's just three to just name. You know.
You know, I watched before I got to do this. I worked back pens and helped put on rodeos and the Region 5 rodeos.
Yeah.
You know, was fortunate to watch all of them.
That's
come
East
up
Texas
through
for
it.
those that you don't know.
That's right. But you know, one thing that impressed me, Josie Connor's father. That man would get in with anybody that was having a little trouble in that box. He was in there, and it was, what do you need? And it was all about. And I mean, those kids were competing against his daughter.
You can start right now, Preston. I'll give you 365 days. You can search the world high and low. You really will never find a guy like Jay Connor. Yeah. I mean, I consider Jay Connor a dear friend. Anything I've ever needed, calf roping wise, rodeo, like, it's a phone call away.
Yeah.
And I'm getting the most sound advice. I'm getting the best set of calves. I mean, bar none. I mean, Jay Connor, I mean, he already knows he's my dude.
Yeah,
you know?
That has just always impressed me that he was so willing to make
their
sure.
Their dad, man, Hitman's just like Jay. I mean, they're just genuinely great people. I mean, Wendy's the same way. I mean, that's Josie. She didn't just steal that. I mean, her mom and dad are golden.
And that's something that we've talked about many times in the world of rodeo. The best people, you know, and we're fortunate to be a part of it. You know, I feel like I am lucky to be doing this, and I'm lucky to be able to see my friends in the arena. And then there's so many times we look through the fence. It's the best people out there in the stands. You know, they're there to have a good time. They're there to be entertained. They're there to just take it all in.
Shout out to Mike Smith, Jasper, Texas, Shep, the rest of the gang, Mr. Marv. I mean, the whole gang there. Clayton, that's just you go to a rodeo with a committee like that, man, and it is just, it feels great. You had scheduling conflicts. You had a kid graduating high school,
I had to do the thing you never want to do and make a phone call and say, hey, you know, I've got a conflict, but my son was graduating.
Makes it even cooler when they replace you with somebody awesome, right?
That's right. You know, I kind of had to miss my son was graduating high school, and you go to that, or there's consequences. So
yeah, absolutely.
But Ronald Burton made the podcast, and
me and Ronald West sat down and visited, man. Two longtime friends of mine. You know, if they keep plugging away at it, one day they may get at our level, Preston. I don't know.
We're going to get phone calls.
That's the thickest bit of sarcasm I lay on all day. For those of you that don't know me good enough to know that
those guys,
I was bull junking.
Those guys, you know, you know, they've worked together so much through the years, and they're on the same wavelength, and
they are really true professionals of the game. That, I mean, I was over there, backup man, playing music in the background for them, and man, I took a lot out of it. I mean, I study anytime I'm around guys of that caliber. I went to Winsburg, Texas, Louisiana, the week or so after, see my man Andy Stewart tear it up, you know. I wasn't necessarily studying as much because Andy's so amazing. I would never do, like, the game that Andy has would never be mine, so that's just going to hang out with a really good buddy and just being supportive. That was no homework involved in that trip, to be honest. See my man Ern Bob, Buckshot Sims, I mean, top guy over there at the Winsboro Rodeo. Cody Demos got on his last bronc ever over there.
Yeah, you know, that was pretty cool. That's pretty special, you know. If you think of all the horses that most riders get on in their entire career, he's been on that many at the NFR.
Yeah, man, it's really, which I mean, I've publicly said this before, no doubt about it, man, he's in the top 1% of bronc riders ever.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's Casey Tibbs, who was before my time. I didn't really get to see ride as a kid, man. Brad Jermenson is my guy. Always loved the Ep Bowers, I mean, big time. Rod Hay, man, there's a bunch of guys I thought just were jam up bronc riders, but it's like Casey Tibbs, Brad Germanson, Billy Etbauer, Cody D. Moss, and I mean, bring somebody else into the conversation if you want. I'll listen. But you know, right now, I mean, he's one of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
Brother Broke's great too. I mean, Heath, but no offense to, I mean, Heath's style was completely different. He'd get any crowd excited, but Cody's career, man, I mean, if you look back through there, it's unbelievable.
He was a machine.
Won the American. I mean, he rode my best horse I've ever on at this particular rodeo last year. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he was pretty excited about that. He was pretty excited about that ride.
I was excited. I mean, Cody was even smiling. Yeah.
Did he smile?
Cody smiled.
Man.
Darby DeMoss.
Oh,
Cody DeMoss's daughter, man. Like, I'm going to tell you, I always tell everybody around the DeMoss household, she's too cool to be his kid.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, that kid is handy.
She's super handy. She's super handy, man. He's a proud dad.
Yeah.
He enjoys getting to go to some rodeos with her and watching her do her thing, man. And that's the tough thing about being on the road. I'm not going to speak for Cody, but 20 plus years of being on the road, however long it was, that 16, 18 NFR qualifications, I don't know the numbers.
There's a lot.
I'm not just so much of a numbers guy as it known. He was one of the baddest bitches to ever do it. You better get off the road and better go with his daughter.
Yeah.
You better rope more. You know,
yeah, he's still rodeoing.
He's still rodeoing.
He's team roping.
Every bronc I've seen him get on the last 2 or 3 years, he's winning.
Yeah.
So it's.
I feel like that he went out on
his terms.
On his own terms, you know, like
I thought he would have rode.
Doing.
I would have thought Cody would have rode till he just could not do it anymore.
I'm glad
Way past the point if he should have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm glad he did, because I mean I'd love to watch him ride always.
Yeah.
But if that decision he made it, I know Cody DeMoss good enough to know that if he made that decision, he's ready to live with it. So that means he's enjoying life after rodeo, because he's still rodeoing.
Yeah, I mean, we still see him, you know, but I do feel like
I think if you from Louisiana or lived in Louisiana, even if you don't know Cody, you have to think the world of him for what he's done for the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, it's you know, they
him and Heath.
Yeah, those two boys, the DeMoss boys, they put Louisiana in the spotlight most years.
Yeah, I mean,
for many years.
Yeah. And man, my dad, who I feel like he's seen them all. You know, he's seen them all. My dad always told me that Mike DeMoss, their dad, was the rankest bareback rider this state ever produced.
Really?
And let me tell you, that's big words, because my dad had an obsession with Sean Fry, you know. I mean, Sean Fry and Mike DeMoss is who Dad always said, you know, the Fletchers, man. I mean, we've had some great ones. Eric Mouton, Josh. I mean, it goes on and on. Jared Laverne. I mean, we've had some guys really represent us in the bucking horses. But I don't know if anybody's ever done it any better than the DeMosses.
I don't. You know, it's a big statement, but I don't know that anybody ever will either.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's.
I tell you what, though, man, we got a group of young men right now,
man.
And I'm gonna go name dropping.
All right, let's do it.
Without a doubt, we'll start in the bareback riding. Taylor Broussard, is so far to think. I mean, he's the crafty veteran now, you know.
Yeah.
But we got Cade Saunier, Luke Thrash, both of them guys in the top 10 in the world right now. Taylor right there at 10th, I believe, last time I looked yesterday or so. I mean, those two guys right there, Luke Thrash, I mean, when it clicked last year or so, whenever it really, man, he is riding outstanding, and I couldn't be happier for anybody, you know, anybody out there. Cade Saunier, I mean, what an athlete, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he murders them. Waylon Bourgeois, another one, you know. The bronc riding, I mean, Ryder Sanford right now is riding out of this world.
Yeah.
Shea Fournier, I mean, if you can't get down with Shea Fournier, I mean, that is a cowboy little cat right there, man. Isaac Richard, there's a group of them, man. It's awesome to see what the guys in Louisiana are doing right now in the world of bucking horses.
And You know, but
I
they've
guess
had
it's guys like us that, you know, had all them great horses for me. That's more sarcasm.
Yeah, I was about to say though. You know, they've had everybody. This is going to ruffle some feathers. The livestock these days, the average animal on rodeo grounds, I feel like is better probably than they've ever been. I feel like that there's stuff now at amateur rodeos that would have been at the NFR in the.
I may be delusional when I say this, and I know there's a lot of miles, and it takes a lot to get a horse there. I'm not saying this any other way than I feel like if these horses of mine were maybe in somebody else's hands, that every single horse that I got on these grounds in Greenwood would be at the NFR.
Yeah, you brought the 18 this weekend.
There's some really good horses here.
They got hauled over here to just hang out and change the scenery, you know.
And I say that to say this. We're going to do some more name dropping. Rockin' J Rodeo, J2, Nady Johnson, Duke Burgess, Shane Young, Matt Medlin. I'm going to throw one his way, man. Got a great set of horses over there, Hat Brand. Matt Medlin's doing a great job. And then, you know, we got Bob Champion and, you know, J and J, and I know Todd Cook and them's got some good ones over there. Danny Reagan. I mean, it's like everybody's got some really good horses now.
I just think,
and it just pushes the game to try to be. I don't want to be the best in the horse world because that just depends on who's looking. What I do want to be is a guy that gives everybody that enters the rodeo the same opportunity to take home first place.
and that's, you know, I feel like these guys are so good now because, I mean, number one, they've had to be. You know, I mean, even the high school horses that, you know, they have to get past to get to that next level now. When they step up, it is a step up.
It is a step up.
You know, and it's, some of them make the adjustment after a while, some of them don't, and, you know, not taking it away from anybody. If you think it's easy to ride a bucking horse, then come buy a car and enter a rodeo.
Might be easy. It wasn't ever easy for me.
I have absolutely zero desire to ride a bucking horse, but I love watching them. You know, props to you guys that do.
And another shout out to Justin Browning, who is the McNeese rodeo coach. All these guys that are riding so good over there over the last 4 or 5 years, and this group of guys that is there. And I mean, I don't know if he's the best technical teacher in the world. He's the best recruiter in the world, the best technical teacher. I'm going to give him whatever credit we need to. Hats off to you, Justin, man.
Yeah.
You're making everybody proud here in Louisiana. You got a great team over there. 11
McNeese rodeo athletes at the college finals. I believe it's 11. I mean, you know, it's Louisiana's on the map in the rodeo world.
I mean, I don't know because I'm not into the college rodeo scene at all, but I would venture to say that if there's anybody that got a better group of horse riders in the bareback riding and bronc riding than McNeese State University, holy smoke, I want to see these boys ride.
Yeah,
you know.
And it's they're right there in the mix of it every year. McNeese, by the way, is pretty special to me. That's where I got my start clowning. You know, my first time to put on makeup and get in the barrel was at McNeese at their rodeo. I go back every year. Missed last year, 2022. Had a slight, you know, broke my back in the barrel, so I was unable to go to that rodeo. But I've done it now for about 5 years, and it means a lot to me to go there and give back to somebody that gave me my start, and that was Justin. You know, and so yeah, good people.
Man, yeah, I mean, they got it going on over there. Matter of fact, the College Nationals is going on right now. I hadn't really got any report. I did see one of Isaac Ingham's ride, made a really good ride. He's a Panola College Cowboy, same hometown as me. Super awesome young man. That's about all I remember seeing as far as recaps go.
Yeah, you know, and my Facebook has been slacking this week. Haven't kept up.
We've been too busy hanging out in Greenwood.
It's It's really hard to do cool stuff and post cool stuff. You can either post cool stuff or you can do cool stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess as we're showing right now, you can do both.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we put out podcasts every
That's right.
6 months.
That's right.
Regularly.
I mean, every 6 months, whether we need to or not.
We need to get to work on a Bad Company podcast with my man Jake Loicano, but our editing team and our technical abilities hinder that from time to time.
With backlogs. We're blaming on COVID. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Jake Loicano, I mean, I guess if you ask him, he would say he got it all in looks and personality, but technical savviness, he did not.
You know, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I guess.
Me and Jake, if you can get us to even pull it up on our phone in an hour, we doing good, you know. But
or from the way that people talk about both of us, if you can just get us to answer our phones.
And look, what y'all don't understand was I don't answer my phone, Chris is not answering his phone. Y'all know why? Because we're on the phone.
Yeah,
with each other. Yeah. And look, somebody's calling us, always do the, you know, be cool segment, you know.
Right.
So who you got for your be cool segment?
Man, you know, I'm gonna have to. We talked about him earlier. You know, got to hang out with my buddy Cagney Anderson last night.
Cagney Anderson.
You know, that's who I'm gonna go with my be cool.
Hey, I like mine. Yeah.
You know, he can do a little bit of everything. He fights bulls. He picks up. Fact is, he's leading right now. We have a competition, which I hope to God I don't even want to tie him at this point. But he's broken his back 2 times, and guess what he's doing? Well, I guess maybe the rodeo's over right now, but he's back fighting bulls.
Bulls. Yeah.
Tough, you know, and mentally tough too, because
you wouldn't think it. You wouldn't think it. He comes from the Ross Johnson School of Cool, man.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think them dudes are tough like they are.
But
they're so cool. Like you wouldn't think it, but man, they got some damn grizzly bear in them.
Yeah, it's you know, the dude can do it all, and he's down to earth. He's humble. He'll help you any way that he possibly can, and
does a great job with calves. That's where I get my calves from every rodeo.
And he takes that seriously too.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell anybody out there listening. I mean, he take it for what it's worth. I hope y'all don't use my calf, man. I try to keep that exclusive, but Pete Brown beat me to the punch. If you want somebody that's gonna do it the right way, and make sure that these calves are prepped the right way every time for your rodeos, you're not gonna find anybody that does a better job than Cagney. I will say that.
No,
I would put him on my Be Cool segment.
Well, who would you put on your Be Cool
man,
segment?
this week on my Be Cool segment, man. Could I have 2?
It's your podcast. You
all
can
right,
have 2.
I'm going to have 2.
You can have 2. There's no
I'll even
rules.
throw a brief 3 in there, all right?
Okay.
So, first, where I'm going to start off, Be Cool. Casey Colvin. Casey Colvin, that's my man right there. So, those of you that don't know Casey Colvin, I knew I'd get old one day and officially have to pass the torch to the coolest person in rodeo. Thought Hunter Allen maybe had a shot at it at one time, but you know, just grew up and got old, I guess.
He's too close in age. Yeah.
Not really, he just ain't that cool. I'm just joking. If Romeo's watching this, you know he ain't watching this. Laramie's gonna tell him. But so I officially last year the LRA finals is my man Casey Colvin had all his halters he won and buckles he had to hanging on. I officially passed the torch to him. He's the coolest man in rodeo. That's my little dude right there.
He was everywhere during the finals.
Yeah, Louisiana Ford Ranch and Rodeo, man. That little dude, his bull knowledge is just like so. His dad, Corey Colvin, and his uncles, it was bulls, man. It was like, that was their life. They got on some bulls like at a young age. They always had bulls around there. It's bulls, man. It's bulls and bull riding over there at the Louisiana Ford Ranch. So that's where I'm going to start right there. Then I'm going to go, we'll go Casey McBeth.
You know.
Most people, I know y'all don't think Casey's cool. I never thought Casey was cool. Until he paid me to say this on his podcast. I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking. That's sarcasm. Casey McBeth, you my dude, man.
Yeah.
Through thick and thin, I wouldn't be nowhere as an announcer without Casey. He really was there to set me up and help me out with everything I needed when it was not always in his best interest, and it's never wavered one time, and that's why he's my dude. He'll always be the voice of Badison Rodeo Company. So that's my Be Cool number 2. Be Cool number 3 in my finale. I think his name is James Mill. James Mills. Anybody in the world of rodeo knows him as Cod, and then to me, he's the Cod Rocket. So, the Cod Rocket, that's my man right there. Nobody handy around the world of rodeo. You want to talk bucking bulls, look. Him and Casey, they'll talk bucking bulls till years fall off. He's a heck of a good dude, raised an awesome daughter, and always hooks me up with some cool feathers for my hat.
Yeah.
So that's my Be Cool, man. I'm going to throw it out that way. Casey Mack, Casey, and Cod Rocket.
You know, it's like we've said, we're fortunate to do this and to meet such awesome people and be able to hang. We get to see our friends all the time. You know, sometimes the same ones every weekend, and sometimes you go for a while and you see one you hadn't seen in a while, and you know, it's right back like
back.
you never left.
That's right. That's right. Saw my friends out there that's putting on rodeos that are in need of an announcer from time to time that never call me. Guess what? Y'all still my friends.
That's right. You just hadn't made the Be Cool segment yet.
They don't know they're missing out on.
That's right. That's right.
Man, look, we love y'all. We're gonna hit y'all back. Probably Utopia will do another run, right, Preston?
I like it. It was a week from today.
Yep. Open Range Fellowship. Didn't happen, but we're coming back. The Bird's Eye View.
See y'all.
Episode 2. That's Tyler. She reached down and picked a gun up, and they smoking in his hand. Father, please forgive me. I can't make it without my man. She knew the gun was empty. She knew she could not win. But her final prayer was answered when the rifles fired again. Tell them, Preston. There were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. At the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. But the battle stopped and smoke cleared. Stone no problem.